I'll be honest, after driving this TVR Tuscan for a little bit now, I'm surprised it hasn't fallen apart because of its crappy build quality. I mean, it's kind of a harsh thing to say for TVR, but they weren't known for their reliability. I believe they had very, very flimsy fiberglass bodies. The chassis weren't very well put together and rusted away because it was a body on frame chassis. However, the big straight six engines that they had were actually very bulletproof from what I've heard from many people in real life who have owned TVRs. And the V8s were quite understressed to such an extent that they'd last quite a long time. It's just the rest of the car fell apart. So imagine what happens when you put a 1,000 horsepower Camaro engine that's supercharged into this vehicle. We'll find out in the track test. We'll do our quarter-mile tests on our mission challenge, and then we'll try and find a sections lobby online and see how it performs in all three sectors. We'll come to a final conclusion, and that's about it. As always, specs will be on screen for stock power, maxed out power, how much the engine costs as well, and the livery of the person who I got this from, which is like, I think it's based on a like real life touring car version of the Tuscan, which raced in, might have been British or FIA World Touring Car, but I'll leave the livery of that person on the screen and in the description if I remember. So, on to the track test. So we are here at Sardinia World Touring Car 800. Since this has such high performance points, a high amount of power and low weight, pretty much 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, I'd imagine I'd take it out on World Touring Car 800 to see what it's like. The problem is with these sorts of cars with high power and low weight is that they don't grip out of the corners, especially if they have like really tiny tires, really skinny tires. Even if you put the widest tires, they just won't grip out of corners. So they're preferred to be, I don't know, definitely less powerful than this, but I'm just testing this out at max power for the fun of it. Realistically, you'd probably want half the power and it'll probably go just as fast, just because it's actually gripping in the corners. So pause if you need to, if you want to copy this setup. I doubt any of you would want to. Auto set to 350 and all the permanent parts are over there. So we'll take it for a lap of Sardinia, see how it performs. I'll probably end up putting it on field map 6 just to reduce the power a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if I need to pit 3 to 4 times to finish this race. One thing I do know is it doesn't sound particularly great. Oh, it handles okay. The problem is just that there's too much power, too much wheel spin, and it's preventing that from... Oh my god. It's preventing that from being useful. But there are two things that this car has in abundance, and that's speed and power. So we should be able to catch these guys up on this straight bit up the hill. Easy, look at that, easy. Because it's quite a skinny car. It can fit through tiny gaps. Oh yeah, I forgot about the brakes. The brakes are not particularly good either. It might be because I put the carbon ceramics and they need time to warm up. Or the brakes are actually just bad, so keep an eye on that. If you ever decide to build this car. So overall predictions as a track car, not particularly great. I actually even think the engine swap Silvia handles better than this, even with the skinnier tyres. But this car just seems a little bit too twitchy. I'm sure it can be tuned out, but not a fan, at least as a track car anyway. Well, we're here on the Rolling Stone mission challenge, I think. The one against the Audi TT, and we're going to do a quarter-mile test. I have put the suspension settings as I always do, kind of with the old Gran Turismo. Stiff at the back and soft on the front suspension. Diff on 555, downforce on minimum, 200 kilos of ballast all the way to the back so it can hook up. Auto set the gears to 350, and then I've adjusted the gears as so. So I'm trying to make this a second gear launch with no revs to see how fast it will go. I'm hoping for a mid 9, a mid, like between 9.5 and 9.8, something like that. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm not going to touch the handbrake, I'm just going to shift up into second and then mash the accelerator when the lights go out. My reaction times are bad as always. Okay. Okay. 9.8, okay. That's not bad. I think we can do a little bit better. It did wheel spin on the start a little bit. I'm going to shift early so it doesn't wheel spin as much. Ooh, 9.6, okay. I reckon with a good reaction time, I'm going to give it one more try. If I can squeeze into the 1.5s, the 9.5s. It's veering, it's wallowing around all over the place. 9.4, look at that, that's pretty good. So I think that will be all good for now, and we will go on to the drift test to see what that's like. Lastly, we're going to go over a little drift setup I've made up. I think I might raise the ride height a teensy bit. Usual drift setup, I might lock the rear diff as well just in case. Minimum downforce, auto set to 250, and everything else is the same as the last builds that we've done so far in this video. So I don't know how this is going to perform. Hopefully it's like the DeLorean and it surprises me as a good drift car. This is not a sections lobby, so I just have to do a full lap of the track and see what it feels like. You can tell I'm sweating this because I've gone quiet. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there. So they have turned into a sections lobby, it looks like. They were waiting for me, I appreciate that. Right, we're heading back down, let's go. This does drift quite nicely, to be honest. Well, that was a bad corner there, but overall an okay section right there. Wasn't too bad. Oh. No. Keep on the track, keep on the track. Oh, I bottled that one. I bottled that one slightly, but it was okay. It did feel a bit stable. It just feels like that kind of point of no return that you reach is a lot lower than on other vehicles. So you have to kind of keep it at a shallow angle in a way. Kind of depends what gear you're in as well. And if you want more angle, just change the gear up and mash the throttle and you should be fine. I am using handbrake a lot more than other cars. Cool. So I actually think this is actually in pretty good sections car. Could potentially be a pretty good top speed build for the future, and could also potentially be a good car. I think if you leave the engine swap bone stock, then it might actually... Oh my god, shut the fuck up, you idiot. I think that if you keep the engine swap stock, or just keep it hovering around 700 horsepower, then it might actually be an okay track car. But 1000 horsepower for this feels like too much. As soon as you get to that point where the wheels start spinning out of corners, it becomes a pretty useless track car. So I will leave it there. Another engine swap review done and dusted. Just got another, I don't know, 100 and something to go. And obviously all the future updates that come out with engine swaps, I'll be doing reviews on them as well. Make sure you like, comment as well. Comment on what engine swap review you want me to do next. I've got a playlist already on the channel of all the engine swap reviews I've done. And obviously we'll be doing more as they come out per update. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on the bell. Turn on post notifications so you know when I either go live every Thursday or Friday for the weekly challenges, or when I upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I took Christmas Day off because I couldn't be bothered to upload. I just went to sleep that day. So I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.